Right now, as more and more people are getting vaccinated, singles are getting ready to mingle, but some people are holding themselves back a bit.
There's a new term for the hesitation. It's called FODA, or the fear of dating again. Joining us live with her advice for singles is the Love Engineer Alex Merritt. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning.
All right, this last year has made some people apprehensive about dating for good reason. I've been in the pool myself, and it's been a weird time for that. And what would you suggest people do if they've put it off and now they're like, okay, now I want to get back in, but I'm nervous?
Yep, it's one is realizing that there's something normal about that, right? There's a lot that has happened in the last year. And so being really clear about what is the real fear? What are you really afraid of? And acknowledging that. So not pretending like it doesn't exist, but acknowledging it to yourself and then working through or putting in steps to help you overcome that. So depending on what your real fear is, you have to have strategies to overcome those.
Sure, you got to face it first and then to move forward. So how can we embrace kind of dating again?
One is to realize is that we want to date again, is acknowledging that and owning that truth. And then two, realizing again, what's the concern? So if the concern is, hey, I may get sick or I don't know if you're okay, being clear that keeping a physical distance may still be important for you. So taking the precautions to be okay with that.
Yeah, and we know there are, of course, a lot of social, dating sites out there, and you can put it out there that you've been vaccinated or however you feel, your comfort level as far as being physically, close to somebody. So putting yourself out there, you said people need to be kind of brave and just embrace it, especially considering maybe the year we've been through.
Absolutely, because the reality is that, we have, now that the pandemic has happened, we have a new reason or a new thing to blame. But for many people, the fear of dating had always been present. And so it's being clear and confident that you want to be in the world, you have something great to offer, a wonderful partner. And if nothing else, you really desire to continue to connect socially with people. And so getting out there and starting it as I'm making new friends or making new connections takes a little bit of the pressure off.
Yeah, dating is stressful and nerve-wracking pre-pandemic, and then post-pandemic as well. Okay, so baby steps, especially for a lot of people who maybe are a little bit nervous to kind of go back in. Baby steps, what would be number one?
Baby steps, one is to get clear about what you want. Two, go out, right? And so it's realizing that you don't have to go out with an agenda, but do get out. As I say all the time, the shortest distance between two people is a smile. Mm-hmm. And so being open is a baby step first and foremost.
Do you suggest maybe starting on a dating app if somebody's open to that, because you can get to know somebody pretty well before you actually meet them in person?
You can definitely do that, but again, if the fear is dating or getting to know someone, again, eventually you have to take it offline. But yes, starting online definitely is a way to start to at least introduce yourself, meet people, and get in the habit of connecting and talking and how getting through that first, what's your name, what's your favorite color stage.
Okay, Alex, I'm married, not in this game, but I do have a question kind of looking from the outside. I wonder what this last year is doing for people in that pool, kind of just even the psyche. Like, I think with some people probably maybe actually enjoyed the little bit of a break because it can get a little much. But I also wonder if maybe it kind of intensified people's, like, I almost missed out on a year of potentially love, and like, let's get this going. Have you seen that both sides, I would think?
Yeah, that definitely is happening, but it's all starting, as you just mentioned, that's a mindset. And so one is taking that mindset and realizing that, one, you didn't miss out on anything, because again, I believe firmly that what will be, there's no other outcome. So taking that pressure off and realizing that right now is a perfect time to meet a great person.
Well, it's not surprising that people have some anxiety, considering we hear that people are nervous about going back to work. Mm-hmm. And you're taking it up like a few levels as far as getting to be, personable with someone or not. And then you have to, I think that's also what probably brings people, makes them nervous, is thinking that, well, what if they meet somebody and it doesn't go in the direction that they want, and then that's awkward, and nobody likes awkward.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do to get around that, believe it or not. So that is the risk. There are no riskless relationships, be they professional, be they personal. And so it's one, just knowing that is a reality, and it doesn't have to go anywhere. But if your requirement is just that I get to be open and meet new people, then you've lowered the anxiety bar. But if it's I got to find my soulmate, then that's a lot of pressure for appetizers.
Yeah, for you and the person going on the date. Yikes. Okay, hashtag love right behind you. Alex Merritt, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Good to see you.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Have a great one.
You too.
For more relationship advice and to check out her upcoming classes, you can visit Alex's website. It's dessertanddiscussion.com.
Yeah, maybe not like, I'll take the wine, and when are we getting married?
I know, yeah, that's the pressure, you're right, for that.
How
Finding
many
the
kids do you want?
soulmate is a little, yeah, can be intense.